white's close. Well, it's left a very difficult pot to the right middle pocket. From the jaws of this corner pocket, the cueing is going to be extremely tough.
Now we go on about long potting in the game, Dennis, and being much improved, but I think that's the one area of the game that's improved out of all recognition. Middle pocket play nowadays exceptionally high. That was another great example of it.
I mean, where the white was, right in the jaws of the pocket. You can't cue the ball any better than that. Got to make sure he doesn't catch the green or blue on the way up to the reds here. So he got up there, and that's the right thing to do if you haven't made your mind up. Just get up and back down again. A bit like a golf shot. If you're not happy, walk away and come back to it again.
5.
Black back on its spot would be a big help here. Might, well, he's got 3 reds to go at there. They're in a line, but see, if he leaves the white there, he can get the black back on its spot, and that would give him a very good chance, because the pink's out of commission.
Six.
That black is tight on the cushion, Dennis. One of these you'd play with a little bit of run inside. In this case it'd be left hand side. Just try and cushion and ball together, and he just flicks the black along the cushion
and keeps the white away from this side cushion to the right as we're looking at it. Played it with the other side but still had the same result. It's just amazing, Joe. Some players would play that with running side, some with check side.
Yes, I'd have been playing it with the run in there off the 2 angles and out into the open, but same result.
$14.
I'll tell you what, he really has got the pace of this table, because he's finished absolutely spot on. It's a very quick cloth. When you're cueing well, it's easy to control the cue ball. If you're off your game slightly
19.
on a fast cloth, you can lose position quite easily.
$20.
Yes, rather, I should imagine, like the greens at Augusta, Dennis. I always say they're very quick on the stimp meter. Well, this table is really quick. I had a little session of filming this morning along with Terry Griffiths and our film crew. Had a few shots on it, and
27.
believe you me, it's like an ice rink out there.
$28.
You mentioned Augusta there, John. I had the great pleasure of putting out on the 9th on the par 3
35.
course, not the big course, when I caddied for Ian Woosnam. They always have the par 3 day before the tournament starts, and Ian let me put out on the 9th green with the long putter. It was the most nervous thing I've ever done in my life.
What was the 4th putt like then? And he's already
36.
showing signs to me that he means business, Maguire. Cue ball's under terrific control, and he's got that eye of the tiger. as we mentioned earlier, not been the greatest event for him. Never reached
41.
final of the Masters, and for somebody ranked number 2 in the world, I'd like to put that right.
Yeah, his best form, wasn't it, was the year 2004, and then he had a couple of seasons where he struggled. But he is, as you mentioned earlier, he's back to his best now, John.
.42.
Red that's immediately above the black and closest to it. Looks like it'll pot back in this top right hand pocket, and if it doesn't, there'll be a cannon coming up. Difficult to see whether that red is going to pot in. Well, actually it doesn't, Dennis, does it? It's tight on, so it may have to move a few.
.49.
That last shot only freed one red, the one to the right of the pink. I suppose that's
50.
Well, he's now got an angle on the blue to go into them again, but I think he'd have been better a little bit straighter on the blue, just to play for that one to the right. So the cannon's got to work out here.
Yes, if I was playing this cannon, I'd want to be hitting the red that's on the right hand side of the pink, and if you could do that, that red's got a good chance of cannoning into the 3 behind it.
Yep.
And you'd be very unlucky not to be on one of them.
Yeah, as you mentioned, John, if he hits that red, it would knock the red onto the other 3 and develop them. But there's a little bit of element of risk this to work out perfectly for him. Played it well,
55.
did it with the red the other side. Once again, it's the players at the table. It's how he sees it. In fact, he hit the pink onto the red, so worked out very nicely.
56.
This is good stuff at the moment. High quality match play. And the best I've seen Stephen Maguire hit the ball for quite a while.
So not a lot that
63.
Neil can do about this. He's just got to sit in his seat and just admire what his opponent's doing. It's not the sort of thing you want to be admiring, but that's why it's the toughest game
64.
to play. Golf, you hit a good shot, John. I can hit a good shot. At snooker, if you're clearing up, I can't do a single thing about it.
.69.
I think it's a toss of a coin.
70.
Which is the more difficult, snooker or golf? Peter Ellis always loves to watch the snooker, and I know he's a big snooker fan, but we always have a little debate about which is the more difficult game. I, being biased, think that snooker's more difficult for that reason, because you can't do anything about your opponent clearing up
77.
here. Whereas at golf, at least you're playing your own ball.
.78.
Well, when Stephen Maguire was 5-2 down in his first round match on Sunday against Graham Dott, you wouldn't have thought he'd be playing like this a couple of days later against Neil Robertson, because he's really
85.
on fire, Maguire, at the moment. And he's hitting the ball as sweetly
86.
as he possibly could. Really good stuff.
He's already made 138 century breaks in his career. That's going some.
94.
And there you go. Century break, 139.
101.
He's made 11. That's his 12th this season. He made 29 centuries last season.
$103. $106.
Well, the interval hasn't changed anything. Stephen Maguire just queuing as well as ever.
110.
Robertson's just waiting to get a chance.
$115. $121.
That was an absolutely beautiful break from Stephen Maguire. That 128 break takes him further ahead. He now leads 4 frames to 1.